Welcome to the DeFi Standard. This is Mickey B. Fresh. In today's episode 12, we're going to discuss Spark's valuation model and what makes it uniquely different from many other cryptos out there, including XRP, and why it is designed, actually it's engineered to have a high valuation based on its utility and use cases at the protocol layer on the FLR network. So let's dive right in here to what makes Spark uniquely different from other crypto assets like Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, for example. Spark, number one use case is as collateral on the FLR network to back the FAssets that are minted on the FLR network. So for every FXRP, FLTC, FDoge, and soon FBitcoin, Spark tokens need to be used as collateral. Now, initially, the collateral ratio is going to be 2.5 times the value of those FAssets minted in Spark. So that's going to lock a lot of Spark up onto the network, which is going to remove it from trading on secondary markets and exchanges. Now, those who stake Spark, including retail, institutional, market makers, will be able to earn the underlying assets. So you could earn XRP, earn Litecoin, earn Doge, earn Bitcoin. So this is a really big value proposition here because there's no other network where you could stake your asset and earn other top crypto assets. Now, to take it even a step further to the next level, you're able to simultaneously earn Spark by delegating your FTSO vote to a signal provider. So now on the protocol layer, now when I say protocol layer, that means that it's built into the network. It's not an application or something else being built. Yes, the FAsset system is a Spark-dependent application, but it's built into the actual protocol. So this staking of value to be used as collateral drives the price of Spark upwards because the demand will increase and the supply on exchanges will decrease. Now, XRP, Bitcoin, and Litecoin don't have this ability built into them. For example, with XRP, we have a speculative market right now, and then we have the utility coming from some minor use cases out there on the market, and then we have ODL, which is a monster use case by banks, payment providers, and institutions, which is being developed, but it has not been ramped up to scale, and it's going to take time as more corridors are built out. But one thing with Spark that's uniquely different is at the protocol layer, Spark is going to be locked up on the FLR network, so it's going to decrease the supply on these exchanges that could be traded. Also, to earn the FTSO rewards, you're going to need to delegate your vote. So you can't have them on exchanges trying to trade them while you're earning your Spark rewards from the signal providers. So that will increase the value dramatically over time. Now, what makes this all possible on FLR and why it's not possible on other networks is because FLR network does not use the native token to secure the network. This is probably one of the most important things to understand about the FLR network and why it is superior to proof-of-stake networks like ETH 2.0, like Cardano, and tremendously more superior than proof-of-work, which uses tremendous amount of electricity and rewards just the big miners for mining blocks. On the FLR network, everyone who owns Spark tokens will be able to earn FTSO rewards and also simultaneously stake them. So this is going to drive a tremendous amount of demand from outside. So as the weak hands in the beginning sell out as they don't realize that this potential is there. So there will be people in the beginning when Flare Network goes live that don't really understand this and will just sell for the free money. And they'll sell into the hands of those who will want to participate in the network because they see I could earn daily yield on multiple assets and earn multiple assets. So you could earn XRP, you could earn Litecoin from staking, but you also simultaneously earn Spark every day. And as you earn that Spark every day, you're able to then take that Spark and stake it and earn more FTSO rewards, which is more Spark. And especially in the early days, there's going to be the least participation because everyone needs to find out and be aware that you're able to do this. So the rewards will be massive in the beginning, and it will be a period of disbelief of how high they are because it's trying to incentivize participation. So this is the token engineering design. And now this collateral, so Spark use case is as pristine collateral on the network that could be verified and it's transparent that it's there. So these F assets are not just wrapped assets. They're held on their native chains, but they also have a failsafe, which is the Spark collateral. And this is what makes the F asset protocol truly trustless. And that's a huge difference from wrapped Bitcoin, for example, on Ethereum. And then secondly, you earn yield by just minting your F assets. So that's going to drive more people to mint their F assets. And more F assets minted means more collateral needs to be put up in Spark, which is going to pull the Spark off the exchanges and off the secondary markets and into the network protocol. And this is how value goes up. So this is engineered. It's not based on speculation or maybe ODL will go up. This is based on actual engineering of the design. So the value is designed to go upwards. This is a dynamic ecosystem where all the different components are designed to work together towards benefiting each other. So the inflation mechanism, for example, you would think inflation, that's going to hurt the price actually because there's more supply. In this scenario and the way it's designed here, the inflation mechanism is actually going to drive the price of Spark higher because it's rewarding those who participate. So it's going to incentivize others to come into the network and want to participate because they can earn that yield. So this is where it's very different, the inflation on Flare Network from miners on the Bitcoin blockchain and Ethereum, where the miners earn the rewards and then they just dump it right back on the market. And also with XRP, where there's been sales of XRP to institutions and other programmable sales over the years has added to the supply. Now that goes on to the secondary markets. It's not directly to retail on the Flare network. The supply is going to be distributed directly to those who participate on the network. And it's going to drive more adoption and more applications that are built on the Flare network will drive more utility of the Spark token. So as new applications, for example, the collateralized debt position, which we talked about in our previous video of the decentralized global stablecoin, you could also use Spark as collateral in that application, which is another use case. And beyond the F assets, we could see tokenized commodities on the Flare network. For example, tokenized gold and silver. And now when they're issued on the Flare network, you could have the Spark as collateral for those as well, in case, for whatever reason, the gold or silver that is backing them disappears or goes somewhere. The Spark allows it to always be redeemable. So if you have that tokenized gold and you want to redeem it, you could always be guaranteed to get the value back in Spark. And then you could sell that for fiat or for anything else. And that's what makes it trustless. So as the ecosystem gets built out and we see more FAssets come on, Spark's value is going to go shoot right up because it's designed to. So it's really not, speculation will drive it as well. But the actual design is to take the tokens off all these exchanges and bring them onto the network to be used as collateral, because they can't be used as collateral and earn the FAsset rewards and the FTSO rewards if they're trading on exchanges. Yes, some exchanges will offer services and integrations, but even if those exchanges do that, they have to keep them locked. It's not like they could go lend them out and earn the rewards. They have to stay locked on the actual FLR network. And this is a very big difference from proof of work staking, where proof of work staking actually just locks the value up and it's useless then. So on networks like Cardano, on ETH 2.0, you lock your tokens up to secure the network, and yes, you earn interest and rewards, but those tokens are now useless. They're being just used to secure the network, where on FLR, they're used as collateral to allow these FAssets to come on as trustless assets now. So once you have those FAssets, you'll always be able to redeem them for their native token or as a failsafe as Spark value plus a compensation fee. So that's what makes it trustless. And this is very decentralized. So also bringing over the state connector system, which connects the Bitcoin blockchain, Litecoin blockchain, XRP ledger, and Doge to the FLR network with a UNL on top of each. So it connects from XRP ledger to the FLR network. They have nodes and validator nodes on both networks. Then those UNLs overlap with each other. So FLR is bootstrapping the decentralization of the network, utilizing those other networks' validators. And then Avalanche consensus goes on top of all that. And we don't need to get into the technical details about that. Maybe in the future we'll do a video on consensus and Federated Byzantine Agreement and also the Avalanche consensus and how that works. But as of right now, that's not something to be too concerned with. Here's the diagram from an earlier video we made in the FLR episode series. And this shows all the use cases for FLR, for Spark tokens, and also the utility of the detachable votes. So each Spark token comes with 2 detachable votes. One is that FTSO vote here on the left in the green diagram, and that's what earns you more Spark tokens. And then on the right side here in the gold diagrams, that is your governance vote. So the governance vote is also of value, and it does give you influence into the network. You could submit proposals, and you could vote on the different parameters of the system, including the inflation rate, the FAsset reward rate, and also other governance parameters as in gas fees and other proposals for other Spark-dependent applications like the decentralized global stablecoin collateral deposition. That's also would be governed by Spark holders. Now you'll have these governance votes and this FTSO vote simultaneously as it's staked in the FAsset system, which is the big blue graphic at the top here. It is important to note that there is minimal to no risk associated with utilizing your Spark token on the FLR network, say it be using the governance vote, the detachable FTSO vote, or staking with the FAsset agents. To recap on the engineering design of the Spark token, its use case as collateral is going to drive demand for the asset to be held by others and to utilize it on the network as collateral and to earn yield. So this is going to pull away from those who want to swing trade, just dump on a quick speculation run. It's going to fall into the hands of those who want to participate, which is going to remove it from the secondary markets. And now it's important to note that when Spark is initially launched, there's 75 to 100 exchanges that have participated in the actual airdrop and is going to release it to their customers. Most of them are going to offer trading on their platforms of Spark. And now there's going to need to be liquidity for these markets to be made and exchanges to trade. So there is going to be some Spark necessary on these exchanges. But at the same time, you're going to have all this demand coming to put the Spark tokens onto the actual FLR network to utilize them. So that's going to dry up the supply on all these exchanges. So there's very few tokens that have been launched, whether initially on all the exchanges right away on all the big ones, and then simultaneously we're going to get this massive rush of people who are going to take their tokens and then stake them and delegate their votes, so then they can't be traded on the exchanges. And this is going to drive price. This isn't a guess like, oh, it was made for this many decimal points, so it's going to go up in price. No, this is actually an engineering design of the FLR network and the Spark token specifically to drive its value, because it needs to have a high value as collateral for these F assets and additional F assets. So when Bitcoin is added as an F asset, there's going to be a massive amount of collateral needed to bring over Bitcoin, XRP, Litecoin, and you need 2 to 2.5 times collateral. That's also a governance function. So it starts at 2.5 times the value of those assets in Spark. So it's going to be a lot of Spark token that's going to need to be staked. It's going to pull from exchanges. Value of the asset goes up. It's supply and demand economics. And then you'll get the rush from speculators who see it keep going up, and then they're going to pile in. And the people who do sell out that think, oh, they made it, are going to sell into hands of those who then participate on the network and pull it off those exchanges. I'm Mickey B. Fresh, and I'm out.